you consumed enough, your spirit needs to create. Do you feel like you're sometimes lost in the grind, in the matrix of endless endeavors, that endless to-do list, and you have all the reasons maybe to be grateful, but still you feel that sense of misalignment. You feel like you were meant for more. You feel like you want to do more, but you don't even dare to dream. And when you dream, you state it as, yeah, if I could wish. I think that the reason why so many of us in this modern day, when there are so many endless potential for us to fulfill our inner potential, we are caught in the illusion of norms and rules created by human beings being here before us. And when the things were created, the rules and the norms, they probably served in some way, but now we are worshipping the rules and the collective belief systems like it was natural laws. And I do think that when we are so plugged up to this matrix and we are feeling like Neo in the movie, that there is this glitch, something doesn't feel real, well, it's because your real life comes from within you. It comes from the source of your infinite being. And that you wants to express, explore, and create. And after all the endless lists of musts and appointments and trying to keeping up with time like it was something that you could capture, the only relief for many is consumption. We consume social media, we just scroll, we consume food in access. We consume Netflix, we consume a lot of things. And don't get me wrong, I love to have, a good dinner with friends and family. And I love to binge watch Netflix. I love to consume, but I think that it has taken over because it's the only relief from the illusion that we accepted. And I maybe just speak for myself, but I remember as a kid, I could never really fully accept the rules. I remember that I had this endless urge of feeling free. The idea of you have to go to school did not align with me. I was not against school. I did pretty okay in school. I had friends. I liked my teachers. But the idea of you must, I couldn't just accept the rules. And looking back, now I think that was a sign of not a rebellion, but rather me being aligned, at least a little bit. I couldn't just swallow this prison. And I want to be clear on this also. Nothing is either good or bad, only our thinking, our perspective of it makes it so. So let's say social media. I think it's a wonderful platform. It's a free marketing platform if you want to try out the possibility to make an alternative income of something that feels meaningful to you. And we can go to social media to get inspiration, to get new ideas. But what do many of us do? We're just like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Maybe that is something I will try, but we don't put it into action. And I do think that our dreams is as real as anything can be. Well, the image of the dream may vary and it often evolves. It's not the car or the dream house or the specific result that is the dream, the source of the dream. It's just a current image. And that current image helps us to set the destination and fuel the ride for us to actually enjoy and take the steps towards that destination. Once we're there, we want to go maybe in another direction or maybe further. But so many of us have forgotten that. And I am one of those. And I used to be this kind of person who considered myself to be so creative. And I was not proud, but I was happy that I felt like, yeah, I have this creative power within me. If I look at a blank paper, I don't see a blank paper. I see endless ideas, multitude of different dimensions, a new book, a new song, a new, I don't know, whatever. But the truth is, I'm not more creative than you or anybody else. Maybe I'm just more aligned. I'm more tapped into that portal from where my spirit energy flows to and through me. And that is what I want to inspire you and everybody to start to create more in your life. And remember that your dreams are real because they live within you. And I do think that our inner world is bigger, it's endless, it has no limitation. And I think it's the source of everything, the source of the infinite, the source of the divine. And it lives in me and in you and everybody else. But what do you do when you feel like you are stuck in the grind, in the illusionary idea that we have accepted collectively, that in order for us to feel fulfillment, we need the grind first. We need to do the hard work before we can enjoy the result. We go maybe to a work that we don't enjoy, that doesn't fulfill us, and we get a paycheck, maybe a small one or maybe even a bigger, but still that return on investment, I don't think it's enough for us to have a life that we can call aligned with our spirits. So what do you do? Well, I encourage everybody, you, friends and family, everybody I talk to apply the method of 15 minutes. 15 minutes to success or 15 minutes to alignment, where you, regardless what day, every day of the year, block that small chunk in your calendar and show up for your dreams, show up for some kind of creation. And creation doesn't have to be, this big vision. It can be the small things. And let me tell you this. I applied this very method when I felt so disconnected with my dream of creating music. And I had all those excuses to why I couldn't. I didn't have studio, I didn't know how to play an instrument so that I can actually record it and all of those things. But then somebody gave me like a signpost, and she said, but you can do it just in small chunks because that compounds. But even more, it's about who you are. And then I also read the book Atomic Habit, and it also talks about building systems. So I didn't even know what I was about to do. I was just like, okay, 15 minutes daily. Okay, I will start with practicing piano so that I can eventually write my own music again. And just a couple of weeks in, I discovered that I want to continue. I really need that studio because now I have already written, 3, 4, 5 songs again. And oh my God, I feel so alive. And all those things eventually led me up to, after 1 year or maybe less even, I don't know exact the time period for this, but under 1 year, I went from feeling misaligned. I was not singing almost anymore. I definitely didn't create anything regarding music, and I released my first album as an independent artist, my lifelong dream, because I made that my priority. I didn't have the vision, outline, all of those things yet, but I know that I want to do this. I want more of this. Minimum 50 minutes every single day. That is something that you can start today, even if you have no idea what you want to create. But just, take that 15 minutes to sit with your journal and write and, okay, what would I like to do? And I promise you, this will change your life completely. That is a bold thing to promise, but it will change your life if you apply it. So, and I like to do things the opposite way as the norm. So I will present, if you have no idea of who I am, the artist name is Aimme, and this channel is about making the stage for me, for my dreams, to create, but also to inspire others. And I talk about creation as the force of alignment while I am documenting my own journey of growing as an independent artist. If this vibe resonates with you, consider to subscribe, and I really hope to see you in the next video.
There's no final me to say.